Alright, we're going to go through some multi-step equations. So we're going to put together things such as the distributive property, combining like terms, equations with variables on both sides, and our 1- and 2-step equations. Okay, if we start with number 1, 2 times the sum of g minus 7 equals 16. In this case, we see parentheses, so we're going to have to use the distributive property first. 2 times g is 2g. 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. Once that is done, we can solve our equation. In this case, it ends up being a 2-step equation. The opposite of subtracting 14 is adding. We'll get 30 equals 2g. The opposite of multiplying by 2 is dividing. So in this case, the one thing we had to do was the distributive property. Okay, if we go down and look at one like number 5, 3 times the sum of f plus 2 plus 9 equals 13 plus 5f. We do the parentheses or the distributive property first. 3 times 1 is 3f. 3 times 2 is 6. Bring down what we have not used. Okay, in this case, we'll divide it up. We see we have 2 numbers there we can combine. So we're going to combine like terms first. That will leave us with 3f plus 15 equals 13 plus 5f. Alright, then we're going to go back to solving our multi-step equations. So we're going to start on the left-hand side. Okay, on the left, our 3f is positive, so what we're going to do is subtract that. So we're going to go minus 3f on both sides. We're left with 15 equals 13 plus 2f. Then we have our 2-step equation, so we'll subtract 13 from both sides. We're left with 2 equals 2f. We'll divide both sides by 2, and we're going to get 1. So as you can see, some of these equations are going to take up a lot of space on your paper. We need to remember we need to do them one step at a time and show all of the work. Okay, I'm going to flip here real quick. The next one we're going to look at is number 13. Okay, we're going to have 6 plus 6 times 2t minus 1 equals 3 plus 12t. We'll start off using our distributive property. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. Bring down our 6 at the beginning. Okay. We have 2 terms to combine. 6 plus a negative 6, that's going to leave us with 0. Bring down what we haven't used. Okay, again, we're going to start on the left and move our number. Minus 12t, minus 12t. Okay, so essentially we have nothing left on this side. It is blank because we have 0. On this side, 12 minus 12 is 0. Okay, so we're going to have 3 plus 0, t. Now, if we move our number over to solve the equation, we're going to subtract 3, so we're going to have negative 3 equals 0t. Now, if you put this in your calculator, negative 3 divided by 0, okay, you will get an error because you cannot divide by 0. So, when you get a problem that zeroes out on the letter, that is going to be your answer, okay, because you cannot solve it. It's an empty set, so this, right now, so you remember, is an empty set. So when your letter zeroes out, you cannot divide by 0, you'll have an empty set for your answer. Now, another type of problem that's a little bit different would be like number 14. T minus 21 3 times t minus 7 plus 6t. Okay, this side will stay the same. Distributive property, 3 times t, 3 times negative 7. Okay. We're going to combine like terms. So we'll have 9t minus 21 on this side, 9t minus 21 on this side. At this point, you will see both sides are exactly the same. When both sides are exactly the same, your answer is going to be all numbers, because all numbers will work for this. If we did finish and solve this and we subtract 9t, that will be 0. If we added 21, 0 equals 0, which is true. So again, when you have the exact same thing on both sides, your answer will be all numbers.